Leo, there is a very powerful message surrounding you on August 26, 2026. Someone who expected to see you struggling, someone who believed you would fall apart without them, is now facing a reality they never expected. This person thought you would be suffering by now. They expected your life to become harder, your luck to disappear, your opportunities to dry up, and perhaps even for you to eventually come back to them admitting that you needed them. But the energy surrounding August 26th tells a completely different story. You have become stronger than they ever imagined. In fact, it feels like your life began improving once you distanced yourself from this person or these people. And that is something they are having a very difficult time accepting. They expected you to collapse in their absence, but instead you started rebuilding yourself, finding new opportunities, meeting different people, becoming more peaceful, and taking your life in a completely different direction. What is even more interesting is that this person may still be trying to find out what is happening in your life. If there are mutual friends, acquaintances, or people who know both of you, this person may be asking questions or quietly listening for information about you. It is almost as if they are waiting for bad news. They want to hear that something went wrong, that you lost something, that you are struggling financially, that an opportunity disappeared, or that you finally regretted walking away. But every time they hear something positive about you, the story they created in their own mind falls apart a little more. They expected you to fall, but you stood back up. They expected your life to become worse, but somehow you became stronger. And the fact that you are doing better than they expected is bothering them deeply. Leo, I strongly feel that you walked away from someone, and that decision changed your life in a major way. This does not have to be romantic. It could be a family member, an old friend, a former coworker, someone from your social circle, or simply a person who once had a significant influence over your life. They may have overestimated their importance to you. They believed that losing access to them would destroy you. They thought their absence would leave such a huge hole in your life that you would eventually come running back. But you discovered something they never expected. Your life could actually become more peaceful without them. You could breathe easier. You could make decisions without constantly worrying about their opinions. You could rebuild your confidence. And most importantly, you discovered that you did not need them nearly as much as they thought you did. That realization is one of the biggest reasons this person may be struggling emotionally now. They expected you to return. They thought enough time would pass. Life would humble you. Difficulties would force you back toward them. And eventually you would say, "You were right." But that never happened. Instead, the longer you stayed away, the stronger you became. And now this person may be facing a thought they never wanted to accept. Maybe they really are never coming back. That realization can be extremely uncomfortable for someone who believed they had power over you. They may have thought they could control your emotions, influence your decisions, or re-enter your life whenever they wanted. But Leo, you are no longer operating from that place. You have taken your energy back. The August 26th energy makes this especially clear. You have taken the steering wheel of your life back into your own hands. The symbolic energy of strength, 2 of Pentacles, and 8 of Cups reinforces this message. Strength represents inner resilience, patience, self-control, and the ability to remain standing after difficult experiences. 2 of Pentacles reflects the imbalance and emotional pressure you may have experienced in the past, when you were trying to carry too many things at once. 8 of Cups represents walking away from something that no longer serves you. So Leo, you did not simply walk away from a person or situation. You also walked away from an old version of yourself. Things that once had the power to disturb you may no longer affect you in the same way. You went through the difficult emotions without allowing yourself to remain trapped inside them. And that is something this person may not understand. They saw you struggling at one point and assumed that your temporary pain was your permanent identity. They saw you wounded and decided you would always remain wounded. But you healed. That was their mistake. They confused a chapter of your life with the entire story. Now they are seeing that you have changed, and they are having trouble processing it. They may even continue talking about you as if you are still the person you were years ago. They may bring up old situations, old mistakes, or outdated stories in an attempt to shape how other people see you. But the problem for them is that people can see the difference for themselves. Someone may hear something negative about you and respond with, "But they seem fine to me," or "They actually seem to be doing well," or even, "Why do you still talk about them?" Those kinds of comments may bother this person more than they let anyone know, because they wanted to hear that you were failing. Instead, they keep hearing that you are doing well. They hear that you seem happier. They hear that you are more confident. They hear that people like you. They hear that opportunities are coming toward you. And each piece of positive information becomes another reminder that their prediction about your downfall was wrong. Leo, there is also a strong theme of excessive curiosity surrounding this person. If they cannot directly see what you are doing, they may look for indirect ways to find out. They could watch your social media, check your public activity, listen closely when mutual acquaintances mention you, or ask other people questions about your life. Some may even look from a distance through another account or through someone else. But the deeper reason may not simply be curiosity. It may be that they need to know whether the story they created about you is still true. They convinced themselves that you could not succeed without them. Now, every time they see evidence that you are fine, that belief becomes harder to maintain. The devil energy here symbolically represents toxic attachment, jealousy, control, unhealthy patterns, and the inability to let go of the past. It does not have to mean anything supernatural. Rather, it can represent someone becoming trapped in their own negative thoughts and emotional patterns. This person may compare their life to yours. Every step you take forward may make them more aware of where they feel stuck. Every new opportunity you receive may remind them that they no longer have influence over your direction. Four of Pentacles also suggests that this person may hide what they truly feel. On the outside, they could act as though they do not care. They might say, "Good for them," while internally feeling something completely different. They may put on a smile around other people, but the truth is that your success may trigger emotions they do not want to admit. And Leo, your success is not an attack against them. Your happiness does not take anything away from them. Your healing does not mean they have lost something. Your progress is simply your progress. But someone who constantly compares themselves to you may interpret your growth as a personal defeat. The Five of Swords energy is also very strong here. This represents conflict, competition, the need to win, and the desire to prove oneself right. This person may have argued with you in the past not simply to resolve a problem, but because they wanted to win. They wanted the final word. They wanted you to accept their version of reality. But you eventually stepped away from the entire game. And sometimes the greatest victory is not winning the argument. It is refusing to keep playing. You walked away and continued living your life. They may still be replaying old conversations in their mind while you are already focused on something completely different. People around them may even notice this. Someone could eventually ask them, "Why are you still talking about this person?" That may be exactly the question they do not want to hear. Because while you are moving forward, they may still be emotionally attached to an old version of the story. Leo, the August 26th message is very clear. You are no longer the person they remember. The World and Wheel of Fortune energies emphasize completion, transition, new cycles, and changing circumstances. An old chapter is closing while another chapter begins. Situations that once held you back no longer have the same power. The Wheel of Fortune symbolizes changing circumstances, unexpected opportunities, and movement toward a more favorable period. This person may look at your life and wonder, why is everything getting better for them? Because they expected the opposite. But you did not remain trapped inside the difficult chapter. You learned from it. You worked on yourself. You developed patience. You gained experience. And now the results are becoming visible. Eight of Pentacles reinforces this strongly. You have been developing your skills, learning, practicing, and becoming better at what you do. You did not transform overnight. You changed step by step.